I'm Kristen, and today we're doing gingerbread crafts. So for this first one, I'm going to be using these little wooden spoons. They are from Hobby Lobby, and they were from the fall time, so they probably still have them. Grab them now. Some puffy paint, and then I'm using these gingerbread stickers that are from Hobby Lobby as well. And some sprinkles from Amazon. I'm using a ton of different sprinkles in this video, and I will link everything I possibly can down below in the description box for you. So for this one, I'm using all of these spoons. Why save them? You can throw them in any little tier tray or craft that you may be doing. I did a couple in green, a couple in red, and a couple in that white. And then obviously before it dries, because it does take a little while to dry, probably overnight, if not a little bit longer, depending on how thick your paint is. I'm just adding a bunch of different types of sprinkles. And then I wanted to add a couple of these stickered gingerbreads, and it does have a little sticky back, but I did just use a tiny bit of hot glue just to make sure they would stay on the ends of the spoon. And I just did 3 of the little gingerbreads, and I left some plain, but even though they're plain, they still look super cute. So I'm using the color Warm Buff. This is by an Apple Barrel. It's acrylic paint, and I'm going to be using this crate from Dollar Tree. And yes, I'm making a faux book. I make a ton of these all the time. I just love them. I think they are just a great little fit for tier trays for every season, and I like to make multiple per season. So yeah, so I'm just doing the top of this Warm Buff color, and then the top and the bottom and the center is going to be white. And every time I use white, it is always chalk paint. I just think it works better. It's really all I buy. I don't see it necessary to buy anything else. And then now I just used my Cricut to cut out Gingerbread Cookie Company. I was going to say Gingerbread Baking, and I don't know why, because I know exactly what it says. I'm staring at this thing right now as we speak. And this is just the Cricut Sans font. And I'm just lining these up on the edge because we're going to do something on the other side. Now I was thinking like a fun bow or like some ribbon wrapped around. It's always really cute, but we're going to go with this puff paint. You're going to see this puff paint all through this video. So if you get sick of it, I'm sorry, but it is honestly one of my favorite things to work with. I don't work with a ton of different things. I keep it pretty simple. I try to keep crafting as inexpensive as possible. There is some things I really will splurge on, and then there's some things I'm like, okay, why would I spend that when I can get it for less or make it for less or all the things. So I just kind of added it, and then I always tap everything when I use this puff paint so it makes a little fun drip. And then of course we're adding some sprinkles, and then I decided to add these cute little gingerbread men. I tried to add one to the top and he wasn't staying, so I ended up opting out of using him, but the bottom one is still intact. It is so cute. I think I'm losing my voice or something. I don't know what's going on, so please bear with that. So if I sound like, I don't know what's going on. My voice is going in and out all day today and yesterday, so it is what it is. But this is my little faux book stack, and then I just added the spoons everywhere on the tier tray. This next one, I always grab these during the fall time, these cute little mugs, because you can use them for hot chocolate. You can use them for absolutely anything that you want. You can pumpkin spice, I think, is kind of the main goal they have during the fall time. But honestly, I don't know why they don't have these out for Christmas, specifically for Christmas. Using the Crimson color by Waverly. You can use any color red, but I just love that red for Christmas. I think it's so pretty. And then, of course, we are going with that fabric paint. Now, this is by Tulip, but I did find a couple of these larger ones from Dollar Tree like a year ago or 2, maybe even longer. Never used them until recently. And then I'm using these little gingerbread. These tiny little gingerbread ornaments are from Hobby Lobby. They come in a huge pack. So you get like 8 of them, I think. And I just added them to each of the mugs. Also going to be using this sign from Dollar Tree. It did say Wi-Fi password. I painted it black, and I am using this Chalk Couture transfer. This was from last year, and it came in a pack of 6, which I love when they come in sets and like larger. I think you just kind of get your bang for your buck there. But I've never used some of them from last year, so I really am trying to use everything that I've purchased. I decided to use this. I know it says like Frosty's hot chocolate, and this is not a snowman video, but honestly, adding this little mug next to it, I just think it's so cute, so I don't really think it matters. But it says Frosty's Snowflake Cafe, and it already has that little snowman hot chocolate type thing on there, so you know, we might as well add a little gingerbread mug too, because I mean, it could be hot chocolate in here. Just because it has a little gingerbread on the top means nothing. Now I'm using this baker's twine, and this is from Target last year, and I just love picking that stuff up after Christmas, especially baker's twine and things like that. I think it looks so pretty on things. And then I just added that to the top, and then I did end up adding one of those spoons that I made in that previous DIY and just glued it to the top. I also had two of these mugs that I made as well, and I'm using everything that I painted because I knew that I'd come up with some sort of craft. So I love these little signs from Dollar Tree. I love the faux shiplap and the beads. So I glued two of those little hot chocolate mugs to the bottom, and then I just cut out with my Cricut. This says made fresh daily hot chocolate, and I'm just going to add it to the top of the sign. So I don't make any of my Cricut decals. I usually just find them on Design Space, and I just go from there. And I also use Creative Fabrica. They also have some really great SVGs as well. So I'll link that in the description box for you too. It is cheaper monthly than the actual Cricut Design Space. So it's only $4.99 a month with Creative Fabrica, and they have a ton like of graphics, printables, all kinds of things. It's really a cool site for sure. But this is what this sign looks like. I think this one is so cute yet so simple. Next up, I'm using these rolling pins from Hobby Lobby, and I just decided to paint the ends because I'm going to be adding some scrapbook paper to the center of these. So this one is going to have the white ends, and then the other one I'm painting is going to have the red ends. I didn't think I needed to show you how I was painting absolutely every little piece because honestly, when I paint stuff like this, it takes me like 5 to 10 minutes. So this video could honestly be like 5 hours long. This scrapbook paper is from Hobby Lobby. It's 50% off right now, and I think I got it after Christmas for like 75%, but it's still a really great deal. It's like $2.50 or $3 for a whole little pack of scrapbook paper. Found the ones that I wanted, and then I cut them to size, and then I just glued them with a glue stick. I did end up adding some hot glue on the end because it really wasn't staying with that glue stick. I usually always swear by glue sticks, but it just wasn't working for this one. Adding some bows. These are from Amazon, and then I'm adding some more of those little tiny gingerbread ornaments from Hobby Lobby. And once that was done, it was done. That is it. These were so simple to put together, and I just love these little gingerbreads. I dislike that they have the little holes in the heads, but I think they are cute either way, so I don't really think it matters. But I love how these turned out, and these only took, I'd say a few minutes, but the painting did take a while. For this next one, I'm using another one of those Dollar Tree signs, and these little gingerbread, these are from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby honestly has some really great deals when it comes to purchasing Christmas items. I know we like to be stuck at the Dollar Tree because it's $1.25, but sometimes it's cheaper at Hobby Lobby. Those were $1.50 for those gingerbreads. I think they were 100% worth it. I love the quality of them. I'm using my Cricut once again. I'm using the Maker 3, and I cut this fresh baked gingerbread. I cut this little decal out, and I'm just adding this to the top of the sign too. So it's kind of similar to the one I previously did, but this one was just a little bit easier, and you didn't really have to craft or DIY a thing. Just use your Cricut, and if you don't have a Cricut, you can always grab some stencils if that's what you prefer, or stickers. There's always other ways around this. Completely inspiration, but I do love the Cricut to make some really cute quick signs. I'm using this little sign cutting board. This is from the Dollar Tree, and I just gave this 2 good coats of Waverly chalk paint in white, of course. I love cutting boards. Any chance that I see one of these, I have to grab them because I know that there's just so many fun crafts out there that you can make with these. I love these. I love having these around for the holidays. So now I used green and red and black for this, and I am not the best at layering things. Usually I just like go with a couple items like this. I did the gingerbread bakery and then the little gingerbread boy and girl, and I just kind of went with it on here, and then I kind of started adding things as I went along. It seems to be easier for me to do. I know people will do this a little bit differently, but this just works for me. So I gotta go with what works for sure. But I think that little gingerbread boy and girl are just the cutest thing. So I used some vinyl that it was older. It was from Arteza, and they used to have vinyl. I don't even think they sell it anymore. And the backing would not come off. So I was having the worst time. So off camera, I did have to redo a little bit of this because my vinyl just kept falling off because the backing was still attached to it. It was crazy. So gingerbread bakery, now I'm using this red, and we're going to do the cakes, pies, candy, cookies, and then adding the bottom piece and the edge pieces. We're going to top this little guy with a bow, and this was such a simple one to do. This classic caramel paint color really reminds me of gingerbread. I kind of wish I would have known that when I started painting some other items, but you know what? This works just fine. I just squirted some of it. It was almost gone, so I kind of used probably 98% of it on this craft, and I am just going to be painting the edges. This is actually one of those shadow box houses, and I just flipped it over and used that instead of the inside. The inside does have some beautiful purple flowers on it. Of course, we are using that puffy fabric paint once again, and I kept rolling my sleeves up. I tried to cut that out as much as possible, but I did not want this stuff getting on my clothes. I usually just like kind of craft in a tank top and some really nasty leggings, and sometimes I forget and use my really nice leggings and get paint on them, and then they are my nasty leggings again. But normally if I craft in a tank top, it works so much better because it doesn't matter if I get paint on it because it's just like an undershirt. Do you guys wear undershirts? I know it sounds weird, but I used to work at Aeropostale in the mall, and we had to wear like 5 layers of clothes, and then I feel like we always did that in high school too. So I graduated in the early 2000s, and we always like layered our clothes. So it's just something that I don't think I will ever grow out of. In the comments below, do you guys layer your clothes? Yes or no? I need to know. But now I'm just like having fun with this little gingerbread house. I'm adding some sprinkles, and then a lot of these like tiny fun items came from Hobby Lobby. They always have like some really cute, I think they're like little ornaments is what they all are. Like the little peppermints and then the little wreaths. And then of course I had to add another one of those stickered gingerbreads. And then you just kind of add whatever you choose to on gingerbread houses. I really don't think you can go wrong when it comes to making a cute little gingerbread house. And then I thought this like puffy paint just seemed to work better. This tiny one is actually from Dollar Tree. I found quite a few at Dollar Tree, the red and the green and these tiny white ones. I found at Dollar Tree, and I think that's a great deal. And they had so many different colors. But that is it for this little gingerbread house. I kind of wish I would have more, so I'd made like a fun little village, but I didn't. So this is going to have to work for now. A really easy one for you. I'm using this like mason jar recipe for Christmas. This was from Dollar General after the holidays, and I'm just painting it with the color Crimson it's just Crimson chalk paint by Waverly, and I did a couple coats of this. Normally it's just easier if you sand things down, but it didn't happen this time. I did not want to go outside and sand. I'm just adding a gingerbread ornament. It was from Walmart last year, adding that bow back and some baker's twine to the top. And that is it. It's honestly all I did. I think this is just a quick and easy craft. Add it to a tier tray. It's adorable. For this next one, this is one of my favorites. I'm going to say this, but I honestly think most of these are my favorites. Seriously, hands down, gingerbread. They are just so colorful and cute. This kitchen is closed. The kitchen is open. I was going to do this double-sided until I realized that the front will probably never get changed once I finish this, because I'm like, this is so cute. I am not changing this around. I'm not flipping it, but it's kind of cool because you can do like this bakery is open, this bakery is closed type kind of thing. So I just added one of those little gingerbread sticks. I know it's not a stick, but it's on a stick from Hobby Lobby. $1.50 for those. Adding some of this fabric paint to the top because, like I said, we're going to be using this a lot. I just think it goes with the gingerbread theme, maybe even just a cookie theme, but probably not going to do any type of like cookie themed videos. So this is going to have to work. So we're going to make this into like a cookie gingerbread, all kinds of thing. Gingerbreads are cookies. So there you go. Adding some of these sprinkles. I love these ones. They have like little chocolate chips in them, and I think they're so cute. So I'm just using that fabric paint in red from Dollar Tree. And then once this was completely dry, this one took like 2 days to dry. So this video honestly has taken almost 2 weeks because I wait for everything to dry, then I come up with something different, and then I come up with another thing and another item that I have to add to this video. It's one of my longest videos, I think, using brand new everything throughout this video. So I just typed in "come in, we are open," and just used a cute little decal. And I put it back together on the sign, and that is it. This one is so cute, but like I said, you can double side this if you want. I would just probably never flip it, so I didn't. This sign is from Hobby Lobby. It was on sale for $2.49, and I'm using a Chalkature transfer. This one is also from last year, and it did, I know maybe it didn't. I was going to say it came with the Frosty Cafe one, but I don't think it did. It was kind of similar though. It came in a 6-pack. But I used this one last year and I thought this was cute. I just wanted to make a sign with this. And I am just using 3 different color chalk paste. I'm using, I want to say this is crimson. It could, or I think it's red apple. And then I'm using the color camel and bright white. And all I did was peel this back, and that was it for my craft. This one seriously took 2 minutes or less to do, and I think it is absolutely adorable. DIY, I'm using another Dollar Tree crate, of course. I love using these. I think they're so cute, and I love anything tier tray. I think I've said this a million times. You'll probably hear me say it again or another 50 times, but I just really do, and they fit so well in them. I'm also using 4 of these little gingerbread men. These little wooden ones came from the Dollar Tree. I found them last year, and they also have them this year again, of course. And I'm using that classic caramel color once again, gluing these to the side of the crate, and I did do them facing upwards so I would be able to stick some faux gingerbread cookies into this. These little gingerbread cookies I got after Christmas last year from Walmart. You got like 4 of them, and I want to say they were only like $2.50 for the 4 of them, which I think is a steal. Recently found this cute sign from Dollar Tree, and I decided to go ahead and just paint the front of this. I am using white chalk paint, of course, and then once those are done and dry, I am getting out the good old puffy paint once again. I decided to use the color red, and then I'm using the color green and brown. The brown puffy paint came from Amazon. I actually paid $7 for that tiny little thing. I hate to admit, but I really wanted it for a ton of different DIYs I will be doing. So it was 100% necessary, but I did find some at Hobby Lobby for a much larger container, and it was only $5.49. So check Hobby Lobby if you have one, if you need some brown puffy paint. I definitely did, because you will see that more in some other videos. But yeah, so I just kind of did like a pattern here, and I started like dripping the first house. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do this, the second, the third, and the fourth. So we're just adding some sprinkles to the top. And I feel like if I have these sprinkles, I want to use all of them. And I say that because sometimes I buy things and I'm like, oh, I'll use it next year too. And then I forget all about it. So it's just better if you just use everything up and then save what you know you'll use for next year and just use everything you have now because you bought it for a reason. And I'm just gluing those little gingerbreads to the centers, and that is it. I love this one. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but I feel like they're in their own little house. It's like a little neighborhood. I don't know. I think it's so cute, so it doesn't really matter. And I always think that puff paint just does its job 100%. And this was actually wet when I stood it up, and it eventually just dried like that. It was awesome. Using this rolling pin. I was going to do a thrift Christmas video and put this in there, but I opted out of that because I want to show you guys now because it's a gingerbread craft, and here we are rolling on gingerbreads. This was free. A family member was getting rid of it, and I was like, I want that for a craft. Please do not throw it away. I used the color truffle in chalk paint for the center and the color crimson for the little knobs. Adding some of these cute little bows. These are from Amazon, and they came in a huge bundle with a few different like Christmassy colors, so I'll link it down below. And then I'm adding one of those little gingerbread sticks. I don't know why I call them gingerbread sticks, but using that and then just gluing it to the side of the rolling pin. And then I thought for whatever reason that I finished filming, and obviously I totally missed a step and was just going on about my business, like having a good time in my craft room. I didn't show putting on the vinyl decal, which is okay, but there it is. I just added gingerbread on the side, and that was it for this. But you guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would love if you consider sticking around and subscribing. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.